going to put one fork in real quick, and then it looks like I might need to extract some video off of this. I'm starting to run out of memory. 23 minutes. Okay, so I have the forks set on the ground. Left with the pinch nut, has the pinch nut on it. Right one, no pinch nut. And we will slide this one up. You don't really need to lube these. They're going to have an oil sheen on them from all the crap that we just did. There's no way around that. Oh crap. You are going to want to have your tools ready. So remember, these Allen keys are 1/4 inch. So get my Allen gun and slide that up. So you can adjust these at the top. If you want to lower your front end, I can clamp this down all the way up to here. I don't though. I liked where it was at. You can kind of see the ring where it was at. So we're going to clamp it back down right about there. Okay, so that one's kind of in place. I could still move it around. Let's get the other one set. Oh man, I'm still worked up from putting the cap on that one. That was a bitch. I've never had one that rough. I don't like them rough. Okay. Same thing. I don't want to change the height. So now we've got those in. Oh, how much time do we got left? 20 minutes, all right. And we should be able to slide the old Fender on. Oh man. If you want to grab Loctite real quick, grab your Loctite. We got 18 minutes to get the Fender on. That's not bad. Okay, so you can move these right now, right? Nothing's locked in place. You can see, you can't see. Okay, right now, so you can kind of wiggle these back and forth. Make sure everything's lined up. And you can see our axles are for the most part lined up. So when we put the Fender in, if it's fucking wonk-eyed, then we need to just, oh, I need to give this a little tap down anyways, it's up. Probably, I mean, it ain't up a bunch. 1/16 of an inch. But it's enough I can see it. So if I can see it, might as well fix it, right? That's a lot better. Oh. Okay. So I got 4 Fender bolts here. I'm going to set them on the ground right here. What size do these take? Are they 1/4? They're 1/4. I have a tool for them. And we're going to dip some Loctite on them. Oh. Don't go crazy with it, just a dot. Put a big dot on that first one, but whatever. Okay. didn't put that in tight, but I did put it in enough that it's kind of holding some weight there. Okay, now let's put this one in. Okay. Okay, and I can still move that up and down to line the backs up. Okay, and last one. There she went. Now we're going to tighten those down. Now if you remember when we took these off, they were pretty fucking tight. So, you know, I know the Loctite was holding them in place, but I want to put some ass on them because, oh, and not too much ass, but little grunt. When your fender falls off going down the road, that's bad. Let's see here. All right, so from doing that, we can see that this fender is level. So we should be able to check level real easy using our axle. Axle slides through. Bit of love and our axle goes in, and if I'm looking at it down here on this side, which I can't move the camera right now because I have it plugged in, maybe I can do this. So I'm looking at where it comes out right here, and you just make sure it's even all the way around. And if it's even all the way around, you know, you're in a whole heart over here, so guess what? It's level. Now we'll knock it out. Got a little more. Oh, come on, really? Put your spacers back on that, set it out of the way. Now we will tighten down our pinch nuts for the final time. And they are these 3 nuts in the back here. I think the book says 15 to 17 inch pounds. So 16 inch pounds or so. we got left? 11 minutes. Might be able to pop the tire on. Check. So I'm going to grab the tire from over here in shovelhead land. There's a directional arrow on these right here. I don't know if you can see it, but it says it goes this way, as in the tire is going to rotate like this. So that's the way she's going on. Well, it looks like it would go this way. That would put the tire rotating backwards. So yeah, this way. Okay, so tires in there. And we're going to need our spacer, our axle, and some anti-seize. Alright. Oh. So remember, you have notches here. Notches face out. Oh, this is risky. I'm about to use anti-seize and I don't have a rag near me. And this is just going to make it nice and easy for the next guy, which is me, that's going to take this wheel off. If you do a lot of rain riding, stuff like that, then this will come in handy. You can get a lot of corrosion built up on these. Okay, anti-seize check. Spacer in my hand. I don't believe that the spacer stays. Sometimes you can get them that stay in place on the tire. This one don't seem to be doing that. So I set her up on my foot. And we'll get this started in here. And we'll get that spacer in place. And you just work it through. And when you run into bullshit like this, you take your persuasion tool, and you shouldn't have to beat the hell out of it, but persuading it in is never bad. Okay, so I'm going to leave that hang. Alright, so now we're going to come through here. Our spacer is this. So let's see. And I got that axle through a little too much, so we'll just push it back. I can fight that spacer into place. Right? Now remember, the metal part on this sticks on the outside, the black part is on the inside. And then we just give it love the rest of the way through. I know it sounds loud, but I'm not beating the piss out of it, just giving her little love taps. Okay, and now she's bottomed. So we're not going to torque this down just yet, but I'll put a little dab of Loctite on there. I got to look the torque spec up for this. And you always torque this down, that's for sure. And the pinch nut has a torque spec too, which is that shitty 6mm one. But I don't know where I put it. This is it. And we will put a dab on there. Okay. pinch nut in. Alright. Then I have to look up the torque specs on those, but what we can do, put our brake pads back on. Those don't care about torque. Okay, so I have, let's spin this thing around here. Alright. Got our bolts, and I'm going to just set them down. And we're going to grip some Loctite on them. Okay, I know you can't see that, but I did. Now my brake pads could use changed, but I don't have any on me. So that's a project for another day. Kind of a bitch, all you're doing is lining your holes up, sliding it back in. Line your holes up, slide it back in. Those guys, aren't they? Yeah, 10 now. Spins nice and easy. Alright, so pick up right where we left off. I had to take a little break, charge the camera. So we just put the brakes on the left side, right side, over on the other side here. So we're going to toss these brakes on real quick. And we're going to put our little ABS sensor on real fast. And after that, we will move on to torquing our axle nuts down. I have the torque specs for those. Then all we need to do is put our bezel on. And we're heading down the highway, probably. A little bit of Loctite on our bolts. All right. And snips. Which direction does this go? I have an old case of, probably should have paid more attention. But it's only going to fit one way, so if I screw with it enough, oh, we'll get there. Dumbass. Yeah, so that was easier than I thought. I was just retarded. I forgot to put the brake caliper on the rotor. So A lesser content creator would probably edit that out, but not me. Way too much work. And I have to do enough editing to this video from how bad the shocks kicked my ass. Okay. 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 Now, let me go grab a little torque wrench. My dumbass Loctited that on, and I was not expecting to have to do all this battery charging and extra crap. So we're going to bust that off. Yep. Loctite can kind of screw with torque sometimes. Let me go grab a 1/2 inch 15/16 and okay, so the axle nut, according to the tech manual, gets torqued down to between 70 to 75 foot-pounds. So I'm going to set our torque wrench to 72, 73. The pinch bolt is torqued down to between 18 to 22 inch-pounds, or foot-pounds, but I need to convert those into inch-pounds. So I need to go grab my phone. Okay, so if you got an inch-pounds torque wrench and you need to run foot-pounds through it, you can do that. Because how many inches are in a pound? Get off the porn, Facebook, whatever. So we need to do 18 to 22, so 20 inch-pounds, 20 foot-pounds, 20 times 12, 240. Okay, cool. So 240 inch-pounds. Crap. Adding extensions onto torque wrenches, there's a lot of rumors about this, but as long as you're going still heading down, your torque is going to be the same. Now, if I was to put a crow's foot on this that went out further, then I would need to do more math because, and there's an equation for that, but we're not going into it. And then I would be putting more torque because I'd have a longer lever. This one, I'm not doing that. We're still at a 90-degree angle. And we're going to get this old girl as tight as we need to. Should hear it click. There it is. Yep. Okay, so our pinch bolt is tight. Now our axle shouldn't move any when we go to torque that one down. A little bit of nice wet Loctite, just for good measure. Just a dab. Okay, so here's Bertha. This bigger torque wrench set to 72 inch-pounds. Okay, so that's tight. And those two connections, man, if you learn anything from watching this video, torque those down. Please, please torque those down. I've had an axle fall off on me before, and I would not recommend it. Let's go back down. I want to make sure, yep, everything spins nice and easy. No problems. Okay, so now we're going to move on up, and we're going to work on putting this bevel back together. We're going to put our headlight on.